everybody. We are starting our February meeting here for CUSOTA. I apologize, our actual meeting did not record for whatever reason. We had some technical difficulties. So I will just be giving our PowerPoint presentation for you guys online. We are going to start, hold on a second. There we go. Okay, so beginning the CUSOTA February meeting. Our first topic that we're going to talk about is volunteer opportunities. So we had talked about in our meeting of just why people hadn't been signing up. Mandy did send out an Excel spreadsheet for everybody to look over the dates and see if you are interested in signing up for any of those volunteering opportunities. After speaking with everybody on Tuesday, we came to a consensus that the dates for some of them don't work well with others. So Mandy is looking into a few more opportunities, Regis, and talk to them about the 9 health fair that they do in the spring. So we might be able to set up a date with them in April, I believe. And hopefully it's lasts most of the day. So it could be an opportunity for everybody to get their 6 hours in one opportunity if you haven't already completed hours beforehand or did them on your own last semester. So just keep track of, be on the lookout for an email about that. And then Mandy also was just reiterating to keep track of your own hours and submit them to her at the end of the semester, and she will implement, or she'll upload all those hours for everybody online. So our next topic was about fundraising. Our biggest thing is that we were initially going to partner up with the class officers when they did their Top Golf event. They have decided to move that event to the summer. So we will still probably be partnering with them, but that will be in the summer. So in the meantime, we are going to focus on a fundraiser with Chipotle. Brittany has found out that they are willing to, basically what they do is if you contact Chipotle, they will create a flyer and give them to you, and you can hand out the flyers to whomever, and as long as they bring in the flyer with them when they purchase a burrito or whatever, Chipotle will donate 50% of the proceeds back to the organization. So just be on the lookout for more information about that once we kind of get more concrete details on which location it will be at and when. We will let you guys know, but that'll hopefully be a good way to make some quick money. We're also planning to have a yard sale in the summer. And then just something to be cognizant of, that both events that happen in the summer, we can use the proceeds that were made for those events to go back to reimburse people for who went to conference. So we can kind of decide on that at a later date, but just know that that's a viable option for us as well. Speaking of conference, the CUSOTA organization in Omaha put out a special informational session on conference, and here's just a couple of the highlights from them. We have the group code again. It sounds like they still don't know about the day passes, the single passes, if the group code works for that. It sounds like based on every year they kind of change their mind if they will have it work towards it or not. So don't plan on getting the discount if you only buy a single day pass, but just know that to still use the code in case they do decide to change their mind. So I'm sorry I don't have a more clear answer for you. Dean's reimbursement again, so you need the 6 hours of volunteer experience, and then you also need to attend all of our Colorado meetings since January. So it'll be January's meeting, February's meeting, March's, and April's. Just so you know, for Dean's reimbursement as well, you will need to bring with you to conference an envelope with a current address with a stamp that's already on the envelope, and it needs to be unsealed. You're going to give that envelope to Caitlin Pledger at conference. She will send an email out before conference letting you know like a predetermined time and location of where she will be. And she will be at conference all 4 days, so no need to worry about that. And that way you can give her that envelope. If you do not give her that envelope, you will not get your Dean's reimbursement. Couple other things on this slide. There's a CUSOTA conference survey. Again, the group in Omaha is trying to get an accurate head count of how many people are going to be going to conference and who's going to apply for Dean's reimbursement. So if you could take that survey for them, that way they can get an accurate head count and we can know how much we're getting for Dean's reimbursement. That would be great. Also, a couple of other things is the link for the AOTA website for National Conference, which just has great information about traveling accommodations, different hotels, how to get to the conference, like attractions and sight to see, as well and sites to see while in Chicago. And then I also posted the frequently asked questions link. Okay, so as I mentioned, Dean's reimbursement has changed for the Colorado cohort just for this year. Because we just basically got our branch started in January, the Dean's reimbursement is going to apply since January. So as long as you attend all of the meetings since January and you complete your 6 hours of volunteer work, you can qualify for Dean's reimbursement. Right now, Dean's reimbursement, they're at a cap of 70 people for getting $200 each. So obviously, if more than 70 people go to conference, it's gonna decrease the amount that each person will get. But again, if we can take that survey, that way they can get an accurate head count, we have a better idea of how much we can get for Dean's reimbursement. Okay, a couple other things mentioned about conference. There are going to be alumni and dean's events. Those emails are going to be sent out a little bit closer to conference, and they'll kind of detail if you can bring them guests or not, and just kind of what the activity is in general. They kind of market it as a great way for you to meet other students, other faculty, alumni, and the dean. And just to note that if you are going to attend and you are RSVP, you need to make sure that you actually attend. They are providing the food for us, so they need to have an idea of who's going. So if you do not RSVP, it may result in a disciplinary action. I'm not entirely sure what that action is, but probably don't want it either way. And then we already talked about this a little bit on Tuesday, as did the class officers, but again, the OTAC Hill Day is going to be on March 2nd. So that's this coming week. It's from 12 to 4. If you are a member of the Occupational Therapy Association of Colorado, it is free. And if you're not a member, it's $20. You can find more information here on the link that I posted, but it's just kind of a great way for people to meet with like the different legislators and talk about things very specific to Colorado and occupational therapy, which I'm sure we're all interested in. And then just as another side note, Professor Hines, our mental health lab adjunct, is also going to be there in case you want to meet up with her. This is just the slide. Dr. Dahl was the professor, or the speaker, excuse me, that came and spoke with CUSOTA's meeting, and I just posted a few of her links in case you guys wanted to take a look at that. And you can also find her speak on the link that they sent out earlier this week. It was a very interesting talk on interprofessionalism. Elections. So we talked about this briefly on Tuesday, and we'll give you more information in an email. But just to let you know, for the elections, we're thinking of having our elections in March as a practice, like run through the election process. So that way, when we have them again in September with a new cohort, we'll have already known how that process works. So that way it's not two groups learning it at the same time. So what we've decided to do is to have the president's role up for re-election. So I've just outlined here a couple of the responsibilities of the president. So if you're interested in becoming president, we will send out an email letting all of the members be able to either nominate themselves or nominate someone else. And then at the meeting in March, on March 22nd, all of the members that want to come will be allowed to make a speech kind of presenting why they want to be president. And then the week after, the entire week after the meeting, all the members will be able to vote and we'll pick a new president. I will still be running for president, but of course everybody else is ready or willing and encouraged to run as well. Okay, and I do apologize for everybody watching this video. We did have our guest speaker come in, and I'm so sorry that I couldn't get that to record. But her name was Dr. Jen Junker. She is currently the director of rehab at the Gardens of Columbine, and she was also a Cretin graduate back in 2012. And just kind of a couple highlights of what she was talking about. So she works kind of at an assisted living facility here in Colorado, but her big thing is that she kind of has that management role. So she kind of says part of her day is dedicated to like the management aspect and part of it is towards treatment. If you need, or if you want to kind of hear more about what she had to say, please let me know. I can also get you in contact with her. I'm sure she'd be happy to kind of give you a quick outline of what she ran through. But again, my apologies that that didn't upload. If you're watching this meeting online, the password for today's meeting is going to be Chipotle. And then our next meeting is going to be March 22nd at 5 p.m. All right, thank you so much, guys. And again, I apologize about um, the inability to record.